both included, but their teammate Kyrie Irving was not. Andre Iguodala wasn't a fan of that decision and took to Twitter to post saying, quote, "So y'all saying Kyrie Irving isn't top 75? I agree. He's top 20 at least." So Shannon, should Kyrie have made it?
Man, stop this. Andre Iguodala know damn well Kyrie Irving ain't no top 20 player.
I think he's talking top 20 all time.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't no top. Skip,
okay.
Stop.
Okay. Well, is he top 75 all time?
No. Based on what? He hit a shot?
He hit a big shot.
He hit a shot. Now, Kyrie Irving has never been first-team All-NBA. He's never received a vote, not a first, second, third, or fifth-place vote. He's never been first team. He has one second team and two third teams. And basically, he's outside of LeBron James. What is Kyrie Irving? He hit a shot. He hit one shot.
He's Uncle Drew.
I get Skip.
Maybe the greatest handle I've ever seen.
No, that ain't enough.
Up there.
Skip,
it's up there.
Well, hell, put Skip to my Lou in there. Put Curly Neal in the top 75.
He was at the top.
Skip,
okay?
Stop it. Look, I get it. I get it. Guys are, Kyrie, and Kyrie has tremendous handle, but Kyrie's not a top 75 player. If you base it on his resume, Skip, I got a bigger gripe with Dwight Howard not making it. Dwight Howard's peak was better than Patrick Ewing's. Dwight Howard's peak was better than Reggie Miller's. Dwight Howard is a 5-time first-team All-NBA player, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. At no point in time in Kyrie Irving's career has he ever been thought of as the best point guard or the best two-guard in basketball. Dwight Howard, for a 5-year period, was the best big in basketball. That's irrefutable. I don't care. Well, that was Orlando. Skip, we got to stop thinking that a guy, the greatness from start to finish is reserved for the what is it, 0.000.2, the Magic Johnsons, the LeBron Jameses, the Larry Bird, the last year's back when he was done. Those are reserved for very, very few elite players. For the most part, Skip, you know how a career works. It goes like this, and then it starts to come like that. Peyton Manning was great with the exception of his last year in Denver. Tom Brady was great basically since he started his 3rd year and all the way into his 20s. But that's not how most guys' career works, Skip. You know that. Kyrie Irving is a phenomenal player. I thought they had too many of the old guys that like, okay, well, he was on the 25th anniversary team, or he was on the 35th anniversary and the 50th anniversary, so we got to keep him. No, but Kyrie Irving is not a top 75 player. I got a bigger gripe with Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard should have been on this team, and he has an absolute right to say, I feel disrespected, or it's disrespectful. But Kyrie, outside of LeBron, the 3 years, come on, Skip.
Okay, I'm going to go backward in my argument. I'm going to attack the Dwight Howard argument first, your case that you're making for him. Okay, the first thing you have to understand about the 75th anniversary team is you have to honor early eras. You just have to. And I don't love it because if we go vacuum, if we put players in vacuum, if I take Bill Sharman, who's on this list, and I compare him to Klay Thompson, who's not on this list, it ain't even close.
Right. But in his era, Bill Sharman would maybe been Klay Thompson.
He was Klay Thompson. And he was seen with Bob Cousy as the most dynamic duo backcourt that the league had ever seen. Well, it hadn't seen many because it was very early. Okay, but you have to appreciate the fact that Bill Sharman, once upon a time, made 56 straight free throws in the playoffs. 56. It's pretty good. And he was seen as the best shooter of his era. So was Paul Arizin. I don't even remember Paul Arizin, but he's a Sixer, and he played with Wilt briefly, and he was a great jump shooter early on in this league, and he's a Philadelphia legend out of Villanova. Okay, I'm going to appreciate the fact that in a vacuum, he can't compare to Klay Thompson or Kyrie, if you want to throw Kyrie in. So you have to honor that. There's one guy who does compare to Dwight who's on this list, and I'm going way back, and forgive me, our younger viewers, but Nate Thurmond, who was a Golden State, actually a San Francisco Warrior before they were Golden State. He was Dwight Howard before Dwight was because he was a dominating 6'11" bad man.
He was the first one with a quadruple-double.
He was the first one with the quadruple-double because in that game he had 12 blocks. Okay, so he blocked shots. He was all
tremendous rebounder.
Tremendous rebounder. If you look at some of his numbers, like they're just silly. Like his best year was he averaged 21 points and 22 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he's a pretty good passer too. So and he was so good that the early Warriors said, we don't even need Wilt Chamberlain, who ended up shattering every statistical record, and they sent him to Philly because they had Nate Thurman.
Yep.
Okay, so if I put Nate Thurman in a vacuum with Dwight Howard, I'm saying, I don't know, that's a pretty, that's a 50-50 battle.
Skip, I agree with you. If we keep it to errors.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to know the comparable big. But if you say, look at Patrick Ewing, I think Dwight Howard.
Okay. So Nate Thurman played in 2 finals, and he lost to Bill Russell and then Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, so you can't, there's no shame in that.
No.
All right. Back to Dwight. The issue most people have with Dwight is we get all the statistical achievements, we get the accolades, we get all that. But I know I had issues, and I know the late, great Kobe Bryant had issues because he just didn't take basketball seriously enough, and it offended enough people that he's not on this team because he bounced from Orlando. They obviously had their shot against the Lakers. And then he bounces to Houston, and it didn't work, and with Kobe, and Kobe said, no, I can't take it. Okay, so he's bouncing all over the landscape until he finally lands right on time with the Lakers. And I loved him in the bubble with the Lakers because he finally found a role that fit him. You can't put a role player on the 75th team because that's what he became. That was his greatest achievement to me, was 15 minutes a night to come in and be Dennis Rodman and kind of just wreak havoc.
Well, Skip,
maybe foul.
Skip, they put a 6-man John Havlicek with a 6-man.
Okay, I got it. But he was he was an all-star, perennial all-star.
He was great on those Russell championship teams, especially in the later years. I mean, there's no arguing. But Skip, when you look at Dwight Howard's resume, are you telling me Reggie Miller was a better player at his peak than Dwight Howard? No, he was not. He was not. No, he was not. Patrick Ewing at his peak was not a better peak player than Dwight Howard. He was not. Was
Reggie Miller more respected by his peers at his peak than Dwight was at his early peaks?
Yes. But I'm saying, how about this? Everybody is not going to be respected and like Magic or this one or that one. I get all that. But Skip, at some point in time, it can't be a popularity contest. Let's go by the numbers. At the end of the day, this is a numbers game. What did you do? And Dwight Howard's number says he should be a 75th anniversary team. That's all I'm saying. Whether he joked. He didn't take it serious. He had his backpack on. He throwing hooks. But somebody did this.
He's shooting pregame hook shots.
Yes.
From half court.
Yes.
He thinks he's Metal Arc Lemon.
Okay. Skip, somebody did this.
Okay, I got it. Now back to Kyrie. Conversely, with Kyrie, when you talk to players about him, starting with Iguodala, the players are more in awe of Kyrie than a lot of us are in awe.
Right.
But I am.
Yes.
I'm more in line with the players because they have respect bordering on awe of what Kyrie can do.
He's sensational. He dances with the basketball.
He dances, and he's sensationally clutch.
Yes.
If you give him the ball down the stretch of games, he'll go crazy hot. Where one night at San Antonio when he scored 50 and it went to overtime, he just kept making shots where even Popovich is over there saying, well, I don't know what to do with that. And that was in the middle, the heart of the Spurs dynasty, and they could not contend with him. Okay, so to me, what offended me was Damian Lillard made this list. And I'm just not, I've told you 1,000 times on this show, I'm not sold on Dame. It's more on mystique, aura. It's in part because he's the best rapping basketball player or rapping athlete.
That shouldn't be the reason why he makes
I know, but it gives him some cachet to me that he does not deserve, because I know he's known for the walk-off over Paul George against Russ and OKC, and he's waving by and it's Dame time and all. But he got to one conference final, and it was 2019 against Golden State with no KD. So it's basically just backcourt versus backcourt. And I've told you this 1,000 times. I'm going to say it one more time. Fourth quarter and overtime of 4 games in which they lost all 4. He went 8 of 26 from the floor. That's 31%. He went 5 of 17 from 3. That's 29%. And over that stretch of fourth quarter and overtime, he was a -30. And if I show you shot after, we don't have enough show to go through all the shots in game 2, 3, and 4 that he missed late in those games. And I was rooting for them because I wanted to see some fresh blood. You know, I wanted to see somebody new. advance, and I thought it was his time and CJ's time, but he's considered the better player.
Yeah, well, he is. He's a better player than CJ.
And so, to me, if you gave me a choice right now between Kyrie Irving and Dame, I'm taking Kyrie any day or night. So to me,
Kyrie's not better than Dame.
He just is better.
No.
Yeah, he's just a better clutch shooter.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think Dame would have done if Dame's playing alongside LeBron James like Kyrie was? Or if you put Dame Lillard next to KD and James Harden?
That was a big shot that Kyrie hit.
No doubt. Yeah. I would never take that away from him.
By the way, have we shown that yet? I don't know if we've shown it. I know we have. Oh, here it is. Oh, we have it. Who knew? Boom. That's nobody could make a shot, and he finally said, "LeBron, I got this." Over guess who? Steph.
Skip.
That's one of the greatest shots in NBA Finals history. So you could argue it's the greatest shot.
Actually, no, Ray Allen's.
Okay, well, okay, but I mean that won it.
But
that was Game 6 of 2013.
No question. Yep. He hit a big shot.
Yep.
But if you take him outside of those 3 years with LeBron, look at what they were before LeBron came back and Kyrie was all by himself. Okay, look at him with the Knicks, because all I know is that when he got hurt in Boston, they took off and went to the Eastern Conference Finals without him. If you look at him his second year in Boston, the last 4 games he shot 30%, and they lost 4 in a row. He goes to Brooklyn without KD, without James Harden. They're bad. He leaves, he gets injured, he goes away, they take off again. Skip, look, he's